The sun went down early in winter, and by 8 o'clock the town felt abandoned. The desert wind rattled loose signs and pushed dust down empty streets like it was alive. 6-year-old Evan Miller sat cross-legged on the living room carpet, his back pressed against the couch. His sister Rachel, 15 and trying very hard to feel grown up, flipped through TV channels until landing on one of those crime shows their parents never let Evan watch. "This one's real," Rachel said, pulling a blanket around her shoulders. "It happened 2 towns over." On the screen, a calm narrator described a manhunt, a quiet neighbor, a family gone missing, a child taken into the night. Evan didn't like the way the living room felt after that. Their house was old, built wide and low like most Texas homes. The back wall was nothing but glass, sliding doors and windows that stared straight into the backyard. At night, it looked like a black mirror. You couldn't tell where the glass ended and the darkness began. The front door sat across the room, solid wood, with a glass storm door outside it. The only lights on were the TV and the kitchen down the hall. That's when the banging started. Bam! 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 Rachel screamed. Evan didn't. He couldn't. His body locked up like something inside him had flipped a switch. The sound echoed through the house, too heavy to be an accident. Then, nothing. Silence pressed in on them. Even the TV seemed too loud now. "It was probably the wind," Rachel whispered, more to herself than to Evan. "The chair on the porch, or a planter." The desert wind was strong. Everyone knew that. A minute passed. Then the storm door closed. Not slammed. Closed. Slow. Deliberate. Rachel's face drained of color. "No," she whispered. "No one's here." She crawled to the TV and twisted the metal dial. Thunk. The room fell into dim quiet, lit only by the kitchen light behind them. They waited. Evan turned, drawn by a feeling he didn't understand. The back door handle moved. Just a little. The lock held, but someone tested it gently, carefully, like they were listening to the house breathe. Then the door shook, hard. The glass wall rattled violently, frames groaning, reflections blurring with every yank. Evan saw his own face stretch and snap back in the glass like it didn't belong to him anymore. Rachel screamed. She grabbed Evan, dragged him down the hallway, slammed her bedroom door, and shoved her mattress against it. Her hands shook so badly she nearly dropped the cordless phone. She hit redial. "Someone's trying to get in," she sobbed when a voice answered. "Please, please come now." They waited on the floor, holding each other, listening. But the banging never came again. Headlights finally swept across the bedroom wall. Rachel's friend and her parents pulled into the driveway. Doors slammed. Voices shouted Evan's name. When they searched the house, everything was quiet. No broken glass, no forced entry, only fresh scuff marks beneath the back door. Long, thin scratches, like someone had dragged something heavy away. Or stood there far longer than they should have. The sheriff said it was probably nothing. The wind. A prank. An animal. But years later, Rachel would admit something she never told anyone that night. When she turned off the TV, just before the screen went black, the manhunt segment had updated. They had found the suspect. He was never in the next town over. He was last seen walking through their neighborhood, knocking on doors that looked empty. And sometimes, when the desert wind is quiet enough, Evan still dreams of glass rattling, and a hand patiently waiting on the other side of the lock.
Subscribe to my channel.